Disneyland's parking situation is not great. Most people park at the Pixar Pals / Mickey and Friends parking structure, and Disneyland provides a tram service to get you from the parking structure to the main entrance of both California Adventure and Disneyland Park, which I greatly appreciate. That being said though, this tram could be operated a lot better. I'm very grateful for its existence, but some of the operational decisions are kind of confusing and it doesn't make any sense to me. And when you're tired as a park guest after a long day running around both Disneyland and California Adventure, it can be a little exhausting and a little frustrating. Before we get started, please like this video, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are inching closer and closer to 10,000 subscribers, so I greatly appreciate your support. I'd love to keep this growth moving. Thank you so much. My biggest problem with the Disneyland tram is where they drop you off. Whenever you get on the tram at the parking structure, it's a brief 5-minute ride before you get to the Esplanade of Disneyland between the two parks. And there's 4 unload zones when you reach the parks. And 9 times out of 10, the drivers will park at the furthest one away. And I don't understand the logic for that. Because when you pull up to the Esplanade, usually all 4 are empty. So wouldn't the driver want to pull all the way forward in case there's a tram behind them to take the spot behind them? But no, they always take this one, and then you have to walk further to get to the parks themselves. So I don't understand why they do that, and every driver ever does it, so I know it's not a personal decision. The company probably tells them to do this. I don't know if the logic is to make your guests walk further so they're more tired, so they're more willing to pay for food or pay for water or whatever. But it just makes absolutely zero sense to me. And then on the other side of the coin, after your day, when you get picked up at the Esplanade and then dropped off at the parking structure, sometimes they loop all the way back around to take you back inside the security area where you boarded the tram originally, even though the escalators are so close to the first 2 unload areas. So it's just completely backwards. If they flipped it the other way around, where they drove longer the first time, you would be closer to the park and you would have less of a walk. But at the end of the day, that's when they do their driving, and their driving then takes you further away from the escalators, and it makes your walk longer. So both times they make you walk more. And for most people, that probably wouldn't bother them. But I go to Disneyland so much, and I feel like a vast majority of the time, this is the situation. Don't understand at all. Why wouldn't you make it more convenient for your guests? The whole point of the tram is that it's a convenience tram. It's there for the guests' convenience, so they don't have to walk. After the parks reopened, directly after the pandemic shutdown, they didn't bring back the trams, so they used to make guests walk the tram path, which was a really weird time. I don't even know why they couldn't bring it back, but there was a good few months in 2021 when you had to walk the tram path, which was just really, really bizarre. So the trams exist for guest convenience. So why wouldn't they maximize that by pulling into the unload zone that is most convenient for the guests on board? And there's a lot of guests that can fit onto these trams because they're so freaking long. I don't understand the logic behind why they do it, and it's really, really annoying, especially after a long day at the parks. It's dude, just let me off this tram right here because the escalator is right there and my car is right up there. Come on, bro. Why are you making me stay on this tram longer so you can make my walk longer? And then the opposite is true for earlier in the day. Why didn't you pull forward? It would have taken 10 extra seconds, and then my walk would have been shorter to get to the Esplanade. I just don't understand, and it's kind of annoying. Come on. Also, if you are late to rope dropping Disneyland, the tram line is gonna suck. It's so bad. So if you try to rope drop Disneyland, don't be late. Get there early. That's what a vast majority of people try to do. They try to get there at park opening, but something happens, you hit traffic, someone's late getting out of the house or leaving the hotel room, and then everybody's late. So the traffic getting into the parking structure sucks. Then you have to wait in a long, long line to pay for parking. And then once you park, you have to wait in security. And then after you wait for security, you have to wait for the tram. So it's just a complete disaster. Either get there early or miss the morning rush completely. Because it feels like whenever I stay till closing or whenever I leave after the fireworks, it feels like they're running enough trams to handle the crowd. But getting in around 8:30 to 10:30 is a complete disaster. Security is a whole other discussion. I might have to make a video about that, but the trams could 100% be improved. I feel like they need more trams operating in the morning to get guests into the park, because waiting in all 3 of those lines back to back to back is an awful way to start your day, in my opinion. Like, you have to wait long enough at Disneyland, so try to get there early to avoid those crowds. So that was a quick little rant on the tram at Disneyland. Do you think this was justified? Do you agree with my criticisms? Please let me know down in the comments below. Please like this video, please subscribe, and I will catch you later.